picture, man. Kelvin! Yo, what's up? Can you please come and sort this shit out? Wow, what's wrong with it? Look at it, man. Look at the colour. Why is it so blue? Come sort it out, man. Oh, I left it on again. Yes, you did. Okay, let me fix it. Yes, yeah. Oh, too far. Bring it back. There you go. All right, so. Right, you can go now. Bye. Fixed it. See? Told ya. Subscribe. Right, anyway. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're talking about the power of white balance. As you can see in the intro between me and Kelvin, it can be quite the powerful tool. So for today, we're mainly talking about it when it comes to photography. It does work and it's very important when it comes to videography as well, but that's for another video because there needs to be a few more things, because then there's a few more things that need to be mentioned for videography. So that's for another video anyway. So you may be thinking, what is Kelvin and what does it do? It's basically the temperature reading of a photo. So you can set this in the camera, you either have it really low, which is normally really blue, or you can have it really high, which is normally really warm. If you've ever seen this slider in Lightroom, you'll understand what that is. If you've seen that slider and you have no idea what it is, this video is for you. Even if you're an experienced photographer and you know what you're doing, this video might help a little bit, who knows. But I will be showing you a selection of photos in Lightroom in a minute where I've corrected the white balance or just readjusted it for the style I'm going for. So the reason white balance is so important is because it can completely ruin your story that you're trying to tell with your photo, or it can make it. So you can make the image exactly how you want it to be. If you want to tell a nice gloomy story, if a nice cold gloomy day, you can make that image, you can make that sort of vibe. If you're going for a nice warm sunset sort of happy sort of photo, you can use that slider, or you can use the Kelvin or color temperature to make it really warm, which adds to the effect and your story you're trying to tell with that photo, if that makes sense. Right, so let's quickly jump into Lightroom and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about with a couple of photos. So like I said, color temperature can make or break the photo. So now we're looking at this BMW 840 Ci, absolute sick old school car. And yeah, so this is the raw file, and then I added a bit of sunsets to the picture. There we go. So pretty much that preset's already banged exactly how I wanted the photo to look. Proper evening, like more saturated than it should be, sort of oranges. So maybe bring that down a little bit and maybe have that maybe just like that. So that preset's turned it from that to that. So I wanted the sunset look. I wanted the full-on sunset orange vibes. So say for example, I want to take this photo and I had just literally had the wrong color temperature. Let's say it was that. I have seen photos like this where the color temperature was just off and it didn't tell the story properly. As you can see, if it's too blue, it ruins the photo. You don't know what's going on, it's too blue. But if we just raise that color temperature, so even there's good, or even a little bit lower, like in between sort of look, so even that's good, but I wanted more of a poster sort of looking photo. So that's my final image and that's what I wanted to go for. That color temperature has worked out absolutely perfect. Now you do need to remember these photos are going to be way more effective in RAW. Try and stay away from JPEG and shoot in RAW only files. You'll have way more flexibility when it comes to changing your temperature. Okay, next image, we've got R23 from London, or Nathan, on the floor taking photos, and I quite like this picture because it's a nice little behind the scenes of how he gets his shots. So I took a trip to London. We met up with S30 BMX, or Steve, from Scotland. So yeah, he came all the way down south just for a nice little trip away for a couple of days, however long he stayed for. With this photo, as you can see, raw straight out of the camera, it's very yellowy orange. It's not quite what we're looking for. Went for the preset Backstreet Booty, just there, and then I basically brought the oranges down slightly and the yellows. So again, color temperature, as you can see, the Kelvin's all the way down to 3500. Could go even lower and really just introduce more blues, as you can see, so it's a bit too far. So now we're going to bring it up a little bit and just find that sweet spot. Then we can play with the saturation sliders. So obviously it's got a lot of blue in, and we can extinguish the blue. The yellow is obviously quite dominant in this photo. So what we're going to have to do is, as we've got Nathan in the photo, we don't want to completely ruin his skin tones even though he's not in focus. So literally just bringing the yellows down, not too much. You can see the difference again from raw to edited. So we can even change the hue of the oranges if we wanted to, make it a bit more reddish. But again, we don't want to affect the skin tones. Now I could get a brush tool for this red spot here, but I don't really want to get rid of it because it's the reflection from the light. So I kind of like it there. So as you can see, just by applying Backstreet Booty and changing a couple of the sliders around made such a difference. So green tint, introduce more green, changes the photo, introduce more magenta. So as you can see, the white balance is very important. So there you go, there's the before, there's the after. Moving on to the next one. So another sunset sort of vibe photo. This is the raw file. We've got TJ's RS4 here, bagged in on rotiforms. I believe I applied Bimmer Sunsets again and then just adjusted it. So there's the after photo. It's a little bit overwhelming on the orange and the greens. So bring the oranges down a little bit. We don't want to overwhelm the photo with too much orange because then it just looks a little bit dumb. So here we can see if I bring the color temperature down, it ruins the photo. It doesn't tell the story we're looking for. We slightly bring it up. We find the sweet spot we want. Around about there is pretty good. Playing around with the magenta and the greens just to see what we can play with here. If we did make it warmer, still kind of works if we messed about with the green. So as you can see, you can bring the slider warmer, and then by grabbing the tint, you can also develop the photo into a different sort of balance. Let's go for a little bit cooler, and then we can have the tint. You mainly want the tint in the middle, and then you sort the white balance out from here. So pretty much looking like a little bit warmer. So we're looking around about there would be sweet. There we go. So again, it tells the sunset story. The sun setting, it's a nice evening. That's the story we want to tell. If we make it too blue, it ruins the photo. So yeah, that's the sort of vibe we're going for. And that's the story we're trying to tell. Okay, so final image now. We're gonna end on a nice throwback. So this photo is from 2019, man. I believe this is the first proper shoot I had when I first got my A7 III. It was shot at 1/80, ISO 4000. Apologies for that. I'm gonna do a shoot again with this Honda S2000 because it's sick. And I didn't get enough shots of the engine bay, and I definitely need to do that again. It was on a Sigma 18-35mm 1.8 monster setup. I can't believe I got rid of that lens. I would say I miss it, but I'm filming on the Sony 24-70 G Master 2.8 and it's just as crisp, if not better. There's a lot of noise in this photo. This is a perfect example of color temperature. So that's the raw file, and we've got two different temperatures in lighting. So one of them, a few of the lights are bright LED, white LED, which you can see at the top of the screen. The ones that are off the screen are actually like really horrible yellow greenish. The edit I'm gonna show you is this. So this is the photo that I posted a while ago when I first did it. And yeah, it tells a completely different story. So it's a nice desaturated photo. I wanted a really gloomy sort of moody vibe. And if we look at that color slider, it's all the way down to 2000. But if I was to bring it any higher because of the lighting, it starts to introduce green, like the unwanted warmth. I mean, even look at that, it's at 4,500 and it's already like that. So, yo, 50,000. So this slider has to be all the way down for my story that I'm trying to tell for this photo. It has to be there. So that's pretty much the only way I could have done it. Just to show you an example, before and after tells a completely different story. I wanted that cold sort of night shot, and I wanted that mood of gloom, and the only thing that's got colour is the lights and the registration plate, that's it. So as you can see, first couple of photos were warm sort of tones, and this one is a nice cold dark sort of setting. So yeah, that's the vibe I wanted. I think the preset I used was Nardo Nights, and then I just changed a lot of the sliders. So again, if you've got presets saved or you've purchased any of my presets, you can adjust all of it. So there you go, there's examples in Lightroom just to show you the power of Kelvin. So let's flip back to the first angle, and yeah, I guess I'll do my outro there. Oh, England 1-2-1, nice. Right, so there you go. Hopefully that gave you a bit of insight into how important it is to correct your white balance and how it can affect your story that you're trying to tell in your picture. So at least you've got a bit more knowledge now to shoot in any situation, and you know that you can sort the white balance out. So even with your human eye, if you look at a light and think that's so green and horrible, but it's alright because I watched Lewis Moss Media's video and I'm gonna be able to fix it. So that was my goal. So Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I appreciate everyone that's supporting me and watching the videos. And yo, I'm getting preset sales from Australia, America, Brazil, Colombia was a mad one, Germany. What was the other one? Oh, just all over, man. So I appreciate the support, and it's pretty crazy to me that so many of you are watching my videos. So more tutorials, more POV, more behind the scenes, more features. I'm just trying to get everything together and actually make content for you guys to enjoy, learn from, and just, yeah man, just follow the journey, innit? So like, subscribe for more. So like I always say, the less we hate, the more we create. And yes, I will get a new chair at some point, but until then, you're just gonna have to listen to. Oh, I hate this chair so much.